Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Patty. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for agreeing to sit down with me. You and I have had a lot of chit chats in the office.
Yeah.
You're a happy face to sit, and you can just about every time I'm in the office, um, Monday through Friday, you're in the office. So it's really nice to see you, see your bright, smiling face. It does have an impact on myself and others. So we're happy to have you here and to sit down. And as one of the many faces, I thought we would have a chat today. Coming from a privileged childhood, traveling over 33 countries in the world and millions of miles.
Yeah.
Wow. So what
Lots of experiences.
yes, and I'm sure good and bad. So
You don't want to hear about some of them. Trust me.
okay. Well, what has your experience with HomeLink been? And before you answer that, what brought you to HomeLink?
Well, I was invited to a sit down, okay, by Christian Fuentes,
Okay.
and I was able to come in and sit down with Mark for a little while. And I won't say it was instant, but it was our our thoughts and our views on things kind of paralleled.
Okay.
And I don't warm up to people really, really quick, as far as really trying to get to know them right off the bat. But we had a good 45-minute to an hour conversation. And the more I talked with him, and then again over several more meetings, the more I realized what kind of person he was. And when I truly understood what kind of person he was, then it really started pulling me into HomeLink.
So kind of aligning,
Yeah.
aligning your his vision, aligning your
With my standards,
okay.
with my morals,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Uh, I've got to, and I say this quite often, Mark has the most servant attitude of any businessman I've been around in the last 50 plus years.
Wow. Yes, that's true. I have to agree there. And I've heard many other HomeLink members say that I have to agree with you that it's just him. And I think that's also what's been able to bring other entrepreneurs into HomeLink
Mhm.
because it is that type of environment.
Yep. It's family, and yes, we're here to do business, but it's got a nice feeling to it.
Yes.
It's not just about the money all the time. It's about helping people, bringing people in, teaching them what they need to know that they may not be in real estate. I've never been in real estate. I come from a business background. But I enjoy bringing people and watching them gain knowledge on things that I do.
Yes, and speaking of the education part of it, in HomeLink, we do have an area that it is totally for education.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you mentioned, not having that background, so we have those tools and those resources to us really at any time we want.
Yeah.
So, along with the meetings that you attend, what have you gathered so far? Um, Being a member of HomeLink now, we are 6 months into this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I've owned properties, I've sold properties. I never really had an inclination to get into quote unquote real estate because I was off doing business, okay? Sometimes, from the ground up to major corporations over the years. But it's like I was talking to a lady last week, and she says, I want to be into real estate. I said, let me introduce you to HomeLink, get the get the understanding
Sure.
of what it's all about, from the financing to the sales to the repos and I hate to use that word, but it happens, okay? And what this company does is we try to help people that can't get traditional financing sometimes. they're up against a block about something. I was a contract salesman since I was 19 years old. And you go to a bank, and I remember when I went to the first bank to get a loan for a car, and it was like, you don't make enough money. And I'm going, well, I grossed 100,000 last year.
And in those days, not to interrupt you,
that
those
was a
days,
ton of money.
it sure was, absolutely.
But I only reported 10,000.
Okay.
Okay, because I took advantage of the tax laws like most business people do. And so the education for me is understanding the background of the real estate and how the motion within that world flows and how to go from start to finish, be it a fix and flip or a wholesale or,
Land.
and I don't necessarily want to be in the real estate business, but I want to bring people into HomeLink that want to be there so they have a proper education rather than just being with someone for a few months or up to 2 years and getting their version of it, because I believe HomeLink covers the entire scope of what's involved in real estate. It's not just about buying and selling houses.
Right. And isn't that good to know that even though it's not about buying and selling, we also, Mark's vision, as you mentioned, one that was, you felt y'all are on the same page. And so, that being said, there's also other resources, but also affiliates that bring in. So it's entrepreneurs helping other entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
And I would consider myself an entrepreneur, almost a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
Okay, because I've been in different phases of my life. And I like to say right now I'm in my lifetime number 6 in this lifetime.
Okay.
And, this is probably my last big run. And I'm enjoying the people that I'm meeting, the new people. I enjoy having conversations with Mark and him educating me, because Mark is a self-made man.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
And, he came from a modest background. I came from the other end of the spectrum, not wealthy, but solid upper middle class. And I had avenues. I was raised to be a doctor or a lawyer.
You're around judges, doctors,
congressmen, political people, university administration, and I'm talking VPs and presidents.
So, keeping that in mind, Dennis, what difference being exposed to that from an early age into your adult life, what is the environment that is different from what you experienced being around the others as to what you experience here in HomeLink?
It was very, very structured when I was young.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm not that structured. I'm a doer. I'm a learner. I want to learn with my hands, with my eyes, with my ears.
Okay.
And I did okay in school. I made a high SAT score. I was accepted at 6 colleges. College was not really my thing. And I had a chance to help my younger sister go through school when things changed financially for my parents. And in fact, she didn't know that until just a few years ago. And it was different. My parents helped me. My mother was my biggest supporter, and she believed in the fact that I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do. And she always stood behind me from a young boy upwards. I had great support from my grandparents. I had men I was raised Baptist, but these men would have been godfathers if I had been Catholics. But one was a brigadier general in the Marines and a U.S. congressman and head of the Defense Committee.
Yes.
Okay. One was a federal judge. I was surrounded by judges and lawyers because my dad was a very prominent lawyer in the area. And, you know, I went to political meetings with him in East Texas when I was a toddler, and it was just like it was held in an auction barn, you know? And so just the experiences that I got. And these men said little things, did little things that helped shape my entire life. And it was always, you know, sitting under a pecan tree hunting doves with a judge friend of my father's, okay? And he would be like one of the people that was like my godfather. And because we did a lot of hunting together in my youth. And, you know, I shot my first deer on the King Ranch. If I had taken advantage of what my parents had to offer,
At that time.
there's no telling what I would have done or been.
Yeah.
But growing up, it was like all of a sudden I realized I was in my junior year in high school, and the universities come around and they start talking to you about coming, you know, promoting their university. And I realized I really didn't want to be a lawyer.
Right. You know, you mentioned shooting a deer. You know, I've been in a deer stand or two, a time or two, and I like to talk, so deer hunting wasn't good for me. But you know, let's kind of go back to you were talking about support. You know, you had support from strong leaders, be it your family, the neighbors, your grandparents, a lot of people that you really respected who later probably became your mentors as well.
Yes.
And you know, what is one difference when you say support? How do you look at or you view the support that we have here at HomeLink?
It's incredible, okay? I've met a few of the lenders, and they've explained things to me, and this is how this works, and this is how that works. You know, I'm used to going to an old school bank and laying out, here's my financials, here's my plan, you know, and then you're at the mercy of a banker. Okay, well, that's all changed. You got to check all the little boxes now if you go through one of the larger institutions, mortgage companies, and banks. And there's a large amount of flexibility within the HomeLink lenders.
Yes, absolutely. That's true.
Okay, and they can do things that the traditional banks can't. And they can help people. And I'm big I've always been big about helping people along my life. And I've helped employees, I've helped friends, sometimes to the detriment of myself. But we're all in this world together. And we need to help each other and help everybody get through. But HomeLink, you can know nothing about real estate and come and get mentorship by lenders, by realtors that have been successful, by landowners, by developers. It's just, if it has anything to do with real estate, we have an avenue through HomeLink to go see that, to learn about it.
Sure. And we also have, along with the help and the tools, with the affiliates that we have, whether it's insurance, rental insurance, home insurance, whatever insurance needs you may have, someone may have, or even a business, whether it's security business, you know, roofing. I mean, there's just so much that HomeLink has to offer, right? And so when you see and we have these different avenues for whoever that person is and helping someone, how does it feel for you to know that, okay, you can either one, help someone get a home, move them to them they've never been able to afford, two, help them get some real estate education, and they can have a little income on the side for themselves and their family. And then also helping others just within our own community at HomeLink. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the helping part is really kind of my main focus, and it's also Mark's. Okay?
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, he's incredible. Anybody within the organization can go to Mark and say, hey, I need 5 minutes. and it'll end up being 30 or 45 minutes
True.
because he will get down in the weeds with you. Okay. And if you don't understand anything, he puts it in such an easy way that really anybody can understand it. Okay. He's got 29 years in the real estate business in various phases, from construction to fix and flips to, buying land to building his own hotel back in the early days. He's seen the ups and downs of the real estate business and survived them. Okay. And now he's just kind of reached back and said, okay, I want to help people. And that's why when I learned we were starting to parallel, because I can help people do certain things, but if I don't know what it is, I'm a connector. I'm getting chills right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can get them to the right person that can help them do it. And that's what I'm all about, is connecting people and getting everybody to a point in their life that they may never thought they'd ever achieve.
Yes, and I think that's really what it's about, is just connecting people, helping someone, and you get that really feel good feeling because you've been able to contribute to somebody else's happiness, right? So let me ask you this. We've had some networking events, and how have you benefited from that?
Well, I mean, I'm not a big networking event person,
Okay.
okay? But I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of trade shows, okay? And when we did one this past week, it was like I'm more comfortable behind a table
And you did
and
have
speaking, and I
yes,
did have
you
a
did have a
table,
table.
okay? Than I am just mingling amongst the crowd. Because if I'm in a crowd, I kind of sit back to the side for a while and I measure everybody in the group and I kind of see where I want to go first. Okay. If I'm behind a table and I have people coming up to me, I can flip the switch and help them understand what I'm presenting to the best of my ability. But when you see the group of people and the people I've met I got involved with Mark just before the start of HomeLink,
Okay.
back in early January, late December, early January. And I love meeting people. I love understanding what they do, because at some point in time, I can help them make a connection, or I can help this person connect with them.
Yes.
And it's the networking event. We had, a good crowd for our first event that was put
Absolutely, we sure
together
did.
in 2 weeks. Okay. And we just had another briefing on the next one that's going to be coming up this morning. And it's like the sky's the limit here. And I'm fifth generation Texan, and one of the things I love is Houston. Okay.
Yes.
And it's the most vibrant city in the state, if not the country. Okay. And there's such a mixture of cultures and people here.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Very diverse city we live in.
And you see that in our group.
Yes.
Okay. We have people from all over the world, their ethnicities. And some of them are first generation here. Some of them have just come here. And, my family's been here. It goes back to the American Revolution on my mother's side. Okay. But Houston, if you can't make it work here, you can't make it work anywhere.
And it's, putting in a lot of hard work, right?
Mhm.
You got to be consistent, and it's work.
Yeah.
But the other side is that it's enjoyable. We enjoy it, you enjoy it, and our members
having
enjoy it.
fun, find something else.
Right, absolutely. And that is so important. We have to really enjoy, and that's what drives us, right? That's what motivates us. So looking at HomeLink and the 6 months that you've seen, you came on early in January, and so you've seen the growth. you've seen so many new members, and as well as myself. And as I mentioned earlier, the affiliates and just the aspect that we have, the real estate aspect that we have, the teaching tools. And as you said, Mark, if you have a question, yes, you can ask Mark the same question. And I personally, that's happened to me. If I don't get something, I think I may get it. And then you walk away, okay, I got it. And then it's like, okay, something still isn't, I'm still not getting it, And he will go back and again and explain it to you, whether it's 4 or 5 times again.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing with other members, it's like, hey, I'm not sure, but you know what? Let's get Mark in, because, or one of our other team members that understands something or that can explain it better, whether it's the program, whether what HomeLink is about, whether what we offer, what we can offer, where a person can really make a difference as well. So
Well,
now,
and if I can put a caveat to that, one thing I've learned over years, when you ask somebody a little more information about the same subject, if they don't really know the subject, they'll deviate a little bit from what they said before.
that's absolutely true.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen
The
that.
people that are involved here don't deviate. They know their stuff.
Right.
Mark is our leader, and Mark is a visionary. Okay.
Yes.
And I look at people, particularly partnerships, there's always one person that's the day in and day out, I call it, and the other is the guts and the glory. Well, Mark is the guts and the glory, but with the practical knowledge of an industry. But he has vision beyond the industry.
Yes.
And that's what's going to grow this company. And, going back to the monthly trainings that we have, and now we have, a bi-monthly training here at the offices. And it's teaching people the little nuances of an industry from an expert. And I view Mark as an expert.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But he also has vision. And if you take an Elon Musk or any of the big people, they not only understood what they wanted, but they had the vision for it. Well, maybe they didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle in their brain, but they found the people and brought them into the business so that they could create the vision.
And you bring up a good point, that yes, it has to be you have to have the right people in place. People make a difference.
Yeah.
And
we've got great people here.
Yeah, absolutely. We really do. We have
And a lot of it too, like I said earlier, I've been an independent contractor since I was 19. Most of the people here in some form or fashion are independent contractors.
yes.
And they do what they do because they have a passion for it.
That is.
And if you put passion into business, everybody fails once or twice or 3 times, however many times.
That's true. But what
they
happens?
keep going.
You keep going and you learn from
Yes.
that failure
Yes.
and make it better and change. So what would you say you'd like to see HomeLink, say just in a couple of years?
Mark's and my original conversation, I said, Mark, where do you see this company going? How big do you want it to be? Because I wanted to see the whole picture
Sure.
of his dream.
Sure.
And he said $1 billion. And I said, you're short. Try 3 to 5 billion. That's where this company will be in 3 to 5 years. I think we'll hit $1 billion by the 3rd year, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 and above within the 5th to 7th year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and that is that.
And that's my speculation. Okay, that's what's in my heart. But I've helped develop huge companies. Okay.
Yes, you have.
And I just, when you have a vision like Mark, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
And What it takes is the support people, the right support people underneath it, and the people that he has brought into this company and the independent contractors, okay?
Yes.
They all have the vision. And when you have that, it's achievable.
Yes, totally agree. And, you know, I think with other members such as yourself, Dennis, I think that is achievable and I think we will do it. So thank you, Dennis, for sitting down and,
You're more than welcome.
visiting
I
with
enjoy
me
our
this morning. Yeah, we have a lot of good chats. You know, I learned about history. I learned about just your upbringing and a lot of that, and how you brought it into. I see how you've brought that into HomeLink, and so that makes you who you are. So we value you as a home member. You know, we're a big family, big happy family, and so I look forward to our next chat.
Yeah, we'll have some more fun.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.